Gregor Edmonds.
It'd be cool for him, yeah.
Minehead is by the sea, except when the sea's out, when it's an awful long way from the sea. But it has been one of the West Country's leading holiday resorts, welcoming circuses and fairs for 2.5 centuries. And this year, it's home to 10 of the most remarkable athletes in the country, one of whom is going to be crowned Britain's strongest man and lift the Citroën Vans trophy. So one of these 10 men from
Edinburgh, Dungannon, Bexhill, Durham,
Gladwin
Dudley, Dumbarton, Northampton, Barnsley, Cannock
will be crowned Britain's strongest man. They've come through 3 heats of back-breaking intensity to reach this final, but who's got most left in the tank? These are big men. Their combined weight the same as a motorhome. Well, a grey old morning to kick things off, but this is quite a first event confronting our 10 finalists. Jamie Reeves, former world's strongest man, guiding us through them as ever. Tell us about this.
This 225 kilogram block weight, that's 1/4 of a ton. It's got to be lifted off the floor and then carried for 12 metres, and then it's onto this giant anchor and chain. This alone weighs 300 kilograms, that's 661 pounds, and this has got to be dragged all over the finish line.
Which in total is what?
Well, it's like dragging a skip down your street.
And if you were to put money on anybody winning the whole thing, who would that be?
I wouldn't. I think it's wide open.
Carry and drag.
And no final will be complete without Paul Dickinson at the microphone.
Thanks, John. Well, for what it's worth, I agree entirely with what Jamie Reeves said. This is one of the most open finals we've had in years. Richard Gosling is going to have it very tough indeed to defend his title, especially with the likes of Paul Porteous from Edinburgh, the highest scoring non-qualifier. Another Scot next to him, Brian Turner, did superbly after the halfway stage of his heat. Mark Felix, a first-timer, but he believes he can really make an impression in this final. And so does Ollie Thompson, another newcomer to this final. And finally, Rodney Fullerton from Dungannon in Northern Ireland. He weighs in at a massive 160 kilos. So the first of 2 races. The 2004 Britain's Strongest Man gets underway. And first of all, it's Mark Felix ahead of Ollie Thompson. And Mark Felix just coming to a grinding halt there. But both he and Ollie are off and running, and so is Paul Porteous on the far side. Well, Felix said to us towards the end of the last heat, he really believes he can win this title. Well, I think if he doesn't do it this year, he might do it in the future. My goodness, that was so close. 24.47 to Felix, 24.69 to Thompson, and 25.41 to Paul Porteous. Wow, what a start to this year's final. Rodney Fullerton just struggling a little bit. All the way they're shouting. And he's done it now, 46.82. But what a cracking start.
What target did you set yourself in that event?
I wanted to win it. But top 3 all the ways, the way you win it, consistency, innit? So you don't have to win the events to win the title.
Talk us through, actually, how close you came to winning that, because you were right. You and Mark were nip and tuck, weren't you?
I saw Mark was a bit ahead of me. I thought I could take him at the end. About a foot left. I thought if I fall over backwards, he'll go over the line. I thought I did, but people take a second here and there. It's tight, it can go either way. I thought it was mine, but there you go.
How happy are you with that first event?
I'm very happy about this event. It's the first event, so body's still kind of cold. But I usually faster than this in the duck walk, but a bit slower this time.
I have to say, Mark Felix is looking better and better all the time. So our next 5 guys out on the start line. Aid Rollinson, the considerable bulk of a very experienced competitor indeed. Next to him, the defending champion, and he now knows just how tough it's going to be, I'm sure. The Mr. Universe champion from County Durham, Eddie Ellwood, who won his heat. Andrew Raynes, he's been a competitor in World's Strongest Man finals in the past. And finally, Spencer Highland from Northampton, former Loughborough University graduate. Here we go. Eddie Ellwood off to a very quick start, being chased by Richard Gosling, the champion, the defending champion. And we've heard so many times in sport, it's very difficult to win a championship, but so much more difficult to defend it successfully. Can Gosling do it? We'll know in the next couple of days, that's for sure. Eddie Ellwood powering on the pressure but being caught, and he's fallen over. Wow, what a finish. Richard Gosling won it with the last pull there. In a very fast time as well. Spencer Highland's coming through into 3rd place, but Highland's gone over as well, and Andrew Raynes is gaining on him. My goodness, Andrew Raynes, can he do it ahead of Highland? Highland's staggering, and Andrew Raynes has done it. 3rd place in this 2nd race. That was fantastic.
Well, suddenly the world's a better place, isn't it?
It is. Had a bit of a bad experience in the heats. I didn't think I was going to make the final at one point, but look at this game. It's all or nothing. So if you have a few bad events, you just got to pull them back on the next day. But I actually pulled them back on the last event of the heats, and I thought, now I'm through, I'm going to give it everything I've got, you know, try and retain my title. I seen Eddie in the opposite lane, and Eddie was like coming away from me with a duck walk, but like I'm quick with the chain, so I wasn't too far behind him. And then towards the end, as he like blew up lactic acid, I think, it's a big guy, that me and my little legs carried on going, I think.
I think I was a bit too rampagious there, you know. I just lost my footing a little bit, which has cost me valuable points, because normally it's a good event for me, that, you know. One of them things. I'll not know till the end of the final, I suppose, when we count the extra points.
I mean, could you feel it kind of slipping away from you?
I think I just could feel myself toppling backwards. I couldn't catch my feet, you know. So, one of them things.
One of the pre-final favourites disappointed by that opening event, but Richard Gosling putting down a marker, and Mark Felix, watch out for him. So Britain's strongest man picking up where he left off last year, but potentially one of his best challengers, Adrian Rollinson, getting off to a poor start, just a single point.
Fingal's fingers.
The tide's in, the sun's out, it's hot now, and if you want some kind of idea of the pressure these guys are putting their bodies under, then consider this. We were asking them earlier on to pull a skip down your street. Now we're asking them to push over 5 of your telegraph poles.
Unlike the telegraph poles in your street, these get heavier and longer, starting off with 200 kilograms and finishing with this, the Big Daddy, 300 kilograms and 5 meters in length.
That sounds an awesome prospect for these guys. Adrian Rollinson, surprisingly, at the bottom of the table at the moment with Rodney Fullerton. Rodney Fullerton riding fast motorbikes. He might have a chance later on in this competition. I won't spoil the surprise. But Adrian Rollinson, he's been in the final before. A steely competitor, a big competitor. Loves the Atlas Stones. And that event comes later on in this final. Well, Rollinson has to make amends here after a poor performance in the first event, and Fullerton's got to produce something special as well. 200 kilograms, whoa! You get some idea as just how heavy these Fingal's fingers are. And the organisers of these events, they've been incredibly creative over the years. But this one, really, how on earth do you think up an event like this? This is awesome. The crowd, well, when they see those pillars crashing down to the earth, they think, my goodness, how do these guys lift them? I really don't know myself sometimes. The chances for a little bit of a mishap here, once you start getting tired, are pretty big. That is why the guys are standing behind, almost with a safety net there. Look at the grimace on Rodney Fullerton's face. His first Britain's Strongest Man final, and he failed number 4, but Adrian Rollinson has got it. This is a much better performance than the first event. This is going to be a tough act to follow, I can tell you. In all the years that Fingers has been in strongman competition, you have rarely seen anybody lift number 5. Rollinson is close. Just a couple inches more to go before it topples. Oh, he can't do it. That is the end for Adrian Rollinson, but I think that will be good to score the man from the West Midlands big points in event number 2. And his time, 51.17.
The fifth one, you couldn't get up. Why can't you get that fifth one?
I think you just run out of steam a little bit. You've got that much adrenaline going. And it's just, you come to that last and it just takes so much out of it. It didn't feel heavy at all. It's halfway down, you've got that much coming down, and as I say, you're knackered sort of thing, and it takes your toll on you.
Do you think anybody here will get all 5 up?
It'll be good to see. It'll be good to see. That should keep me in the top though, I think.
Well, it was certainly beyond Spencer Highland, who you can see on the far side there, 3 fingers in 30.99. And Paul Porteous managed just the 2 in 20.96. Next came 2 of the shorter men. Brian Turner finding the going really tough, as you can see, but Andrew Raynes out to prove that size isn't everything.
So Andrew Raynes continuing here, a former finalist in World's Strongest Man, no less. He doesn't give up easily. And Brian Turner is actually saying, time up, old boy. And he's absolutely right. Andrew Raynes gave it everything.
Because of the angle that I'm running it in at, the overhang of the weight is something like a third extra for me. But that's life.
From little to large, and 2 giant men, Richard Gosling and Mark Felix, who both struggled here a bit, but perhaps the experience of the defending champion was crucial. He knew that time would be key here, and he got his 3 fingers up 5 seconds quicker than Felix managed.
Take your grip.
So the last 2 competitors, Ollie Thompson and Eddie Ellwood. And believe it or not, Adrian Rollinson is still in the lead. 4 fingers, 51.17. Ollie Thompson, very quick to get going. Eddie Ellwood, tremendously strong in the upper body. Wearing those gloves for safety more than anything else. Actually, Eddie Ellwood almost went the wrong way there. 21 seconds gone. This is fast. It's got to be. Ollie Thompson making his debut in the final and going well. That is Fingers finger number 3 for Eddie Ellwood. So Ellwood slightly ahead of Thompson at the moment. If he can do this, there's a chance he could beat Adrian Rollinson. Fancy winning Mr. Universe 5 times, an amazing achievement in his sport of bodybuilding. But now he's a strong man. What has he got left? Ollie Thompson has overtaken him. He's done it. He's got number 4, but it's slower than Rollinson. So unless either of them could go on, Rollinson has won it. Ollie Thompson delighted with his performance, and he's going to attempt number 5. This monster. Only a few seconds to go. He's very close. This is spectacular by Thompson. Wow, the whistle has gone. He almost got gold there. That was going for victory number 1 in this year's final, and he just missed out.
You've got to be pleased about that.
Pleased and disappointed. Pleased on time on 4. Lost grip on the 4th and I went on the floor. So wedge it up again. 5 wasn't a problem at all. It's just a matter of timing. Took too much time over it. Would have got 5 and been in the lead.
5 wasn't a problem at all. Ollie Thompson, supremely confident for somebody with so little experience. But that was a big result for him, and it means that he is only 1 point behind Gosling at the top, and the rest of them really hanging on their coattails.
Well, consistency is going to be the key here, which is why Gosling and Thompson have a 4-point cushion at the moment. Adrian Rollinson couldn't afford 2 bad events in a row, and he produced the goods when it mattered. You're leading after 2 events, albeit only by a single point.
Yes,
but that's the best place to be, isn't it?
It is really, because like in the heats, before the last event, well, I spoke to yourself and you says to me that, you know, do you think you can pull it off now? You're a bit far behind. And I thought, that's been in my head going over and over. I think you know, I'm last year's champion, so I can't go out. I'm going to give a fight. And in the final, I'm going to switch it on.
And you are.
I hope so.
Now, between events, just time to nip down to the shops and pick up something for the kitchen.
This is a nice washing machine. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yes, excellent machine. Nice 180-degree opening door, easy access.
Paul, how much does that weigh?
73.5 kilos. There we are. Are you sure you wouldn't like us to deliver it, sir? We usually send 2 men.
Sure with that, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I'll be out on my own.
Overhead press.
In 1907, an 8-year-old boy called Billy Butlin went on his very first ever seaside holiday to Minehead. 50 years later, he put up his first chalets here, and now 500,000 people every year come to this magnificent resort. His legacy, 97 years on from building his very first sandcastles.
I'm sure Billy would have needed one of these, a safe. For our strongmen, we've got 2, attached by this rotating bar, weighing a total of 115 kilograms. That's 18 stones. It's got to be lifted overhead to arm's length as many times as possible in 75 seconds.
Well, Adrian Rollinson did brilliantly after the last event. He moved up from last place into equal 5th place with the man standing next to him, the former bodybuilding champion Eddie Ellwood. Look at the size of those muscles. And like so many athletes, like so many sportsmen, was inspired by the great Muhammad Ali. So here goes Eddie Ellwood. Not the most flexible guy in the world, but certainly one of the strongest. Rollinson, though, just ahead of him. Now, Adrian Rollinson did 8 of these in the heats. Eddie Ellwood only did 6, so both men, I'm sure, would like to go more. Ellwood, every inch a bodybuilder, absolutely packed with solid muscle, not an ounce of fat on him at all. But at the moment, it's Rollinson, the man from the West Midlands, who's ahead. Doesn't bother to put it down on the ground at all. Now, you heard what Jamie Reeves said about the equipment. Those bars rotate, and that makes the equipment a little bit unstable. Goes rocking and rolling around, but that's a great performance by Rollinson. He's gone ahead of what he achieved in the heats. Eddie Ellwood's got 1 better as well, and double figures now for Adrian. I've got a feeling Rollinson is going to progress up the leaderboard after this event.
Come through, Eddie, at the end.
Well, Eddie has got 8. That's 2 better than he achieved in the heats. So obviously learning from his experiences. Push, 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 push. 110 kilos, almost dropped it on his head. Rollinson gets another one. 11 for Rollinson, 8 for Ellwood. That is a cracking performance by both men. And Rollinson punches the air. His family watching on. Here we go with the splits. Wow. Not bad for a guy who weighs over 24 stone. Absolutely superb.
You know, that's what kind of pressing I can do, like, you know. I don't think for 1 minute I'll beat Stumpy, like, you know. I mean, that machine's made for him, sort of thing. But I'm over the moon with that, yeah.
Well, Mark Felix was less than happy. He managed 7 repetitions. And Spencer Highland perhaps a bit disappointed, although he did manage 1 more. Paul Porteous, another man to lift 7. And Rodney Fullerton, another to lift 7. But you can see how hard it is. Richard Gosling, though, he's a big man, and that was a big performance, 10. And how's this from Ollie Thompson, 9, acrobatically.
You both did an awful lot more than you did in the heats. I mean, were you expecting to get 10 there?
I got 5 in the heats. My style was a bit, I don't know, lapsadaisy, really. But I've been thinking about it, and I just used more shoulder power last time, and I burnt out quicker. And seeing everyone doing it today, I was using more legs, put it down, pick it up. So I thought I'd just do that technique, and it paid off.
And 9, I mean, that's much more than you got in the heats as well. So what's the secret of your success?
Much the same as Richard, really. Just doing it once, you know what you're doing a little bit more. I didn't come on to get me, so my shoulder's been playing up, but didn't really feel it when I was doing it. It's a lot more leg power getting it up.
So Richard Gosling has moved into 2nd place behind Adrian Rollinson. And now every inch a strong man. Brian Turner from Dumbarton in Scotland They used to call him Lala. In fact, they still do, but he did lose 4 stone since he was given that nickname. Andrew Stumpy Raynes, every inch a muscle man. 18 stone of bull mastiff must be hard to handle. That is his pet dog at home. So here we go. Andrew Raynes did brilliantly in the heats. He got 13 repetitions. Brian Turner's going well here. Well, it said on the caption before, he had the name of his daughter, Emily, tattooed on his arm. You can't see it. It's covered up by those massive forearms, and look how easy this is for Andrew Raynes. Up to 6 already, but so is Brian Turner, keeping pace with the Yorkshireman. He lost to Paul Porteous in this year's Scotland's Strongest Man, did Turner, but he's acquitted himself here really well. And justifying his place in the final, that's for sure. He's on 9, so is Andrew Raynes. Brian Turner just losing balance there. That could have been very awkward. Raynes as solid as a rock. Andrew Raynes moves on to 11. Turner got that one up, I thought, but it hasn't been given by the referee. And neither has that last lift by Andrew Raynes. So a little bit of drama here as we come towards the end of this contest. But nevertheless, a tremendous effort by both guys. Turner trying to draw level with last year's champion Richard Gosling, but he's losing it all over the stage. Andrew Raynes is just going from one to another with ease. And Turner is all over the place. Andrew Raynes finishes on 14. That is absolutely superb. The best performance we've seen this year for Andrew Raynes, and a maximum 10 points. Absolutely brilliant. And another good performance by Brian Turner, and he should finish up in 4th place.
You must be happy with 14, though.
It's just about time I won something. I've had 2 shocking events. I've got no points, so, you know, I need all points I can get.
And Brian, things could be worse.
It could be, but I've got my doctor fairly on. I felt like feeling quite bad there, so same pill tomorrow, so we just need to see how it goes, John.
At least he's still smiling.
Correct. Lala power forever.
Right. Well, the Teletubbies would sure have been impressed by Andrew Raynes. 14 repetitions, only Rollinson and Gosling into double figures alongside him. And Gosling now consolidating his position at the top, the rest frantically in pursuit.
With 3 top 3 finishes so far, Richard Gosling is clearly the man to beat. But 24-year-old Thompson could well be the surprise package.
These guys obviously are all amazingly strong, but they're not full-time professional athletes. They have day jobs as well.
I'm a tarmac driver. I lay all the roads right on the potholes. I've been here for 15 years this year. Yeah, it's a good job. Pay the mortgage. I start here at 7:30. I finish at 3:30. Straight to the gym. I do 2 hours in the gym. Get back, have a wash, have my tea, straight to bed. With strongman, it's more a working environment of lifting more than weightlifting. If I win, I think I'll be over the moon. I think they treat me as like a sort of diplomat anyway for Dudley, you know, winning Dudley on the map and things like that. Yeah, they'll be over the moon.
Well, the centre of Minehead brought to a grinding halt at 9 o'clock in the morning by 10 huge Pantechnicons right in the heart of Wellington Square. And for one of them, Eddie Ellwood, this is a pretty key event, isn't it?
It is, John. I'm not standing too high with points at the moment. Didn't have a good day yesterday, so hopefully today I can start and turn things around.
So what have you got to do in this event, do you think?
I've got to win this event. Definitely got to win this event and then score high in the next event. But some good deadlifters here, you know, so it remains to be seen who gets the 10 points here.
Deadlift.
Everybody's got to be up for this. It's the deadlift. It ranges from 230 kilograms to 340 kilograms. That's 750 pounds. It's all about bike strength, and I think that's where Richard Gosling's weaknesses lie.
And I think that is where Mark Felix is very strong. He completed all 7 lifts in the heats, so he must be feeling pretty confident. And strength runs in his family. His uncle Robert was the strongest man in his native Grenada. An awesome task lies ahead. The starting weight is a massive 230 kilos, just a shade over 500 pounds. And as Jamie Reeves was saying, we eventually get to 728 pounds. And speed is of the essence here as well. If two men tie on the same number of lifts, the time will be crucial. Now in the heats, Mark Felix did around about 36 seconds, and that was awesome. He's a little bit tired now, so the time may be a bit slower, but he's still going well. 2 barrels to go. This weighs in at 315 kilos. 6 pounds short of 700. This is 28 pounds more than 700. He's shaking, but he's going to get it, surely. He's locked out. That is superb. Mark Felix in the lead. 40.43 seconds. Oh, yes, he says. Believe it or not, I think he enjoyed it.
You lifted all 7 in the heats.
Yes.
So there was obviously an expectation that you would do all 7 in the final.
Yes.
But did you have any doubt in the back of your mind?
No, not when coming towards deadlift. Always consistent with deadlift, so I know where to get it up.
Are you back in contention now?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice guy, isn't he? Now, we heard what Eddie Ellwood had to say. He's got to win this one. But Eddie Ellwood is not renowned as being a big deadlifter. Tell you what, though, he's looking very good at the moment. He's not wearing shoes. These guys reckon, and all powerlifters reckon, you can get a better body position without wearing shoes, just with bare feet. Eddie Ellwood is going quickly, I can tell you. This is in advance of the time that Mark Felix set. He's got to do 7, surely. Can he do it? Can he do it? He's shaking a bit, just as Felix did, but he has done it. And that is superb. 32.58, almost a full 8 seconds faster than Mark Felix. Wow. Eddie Ellwood has blown the field apart.
Like a rabbit out the hat.
I told you I was a good deadlifter.
You must be thrilled about that, though, eh?
Yeah, I am, yeah. I didn't have much doubt, but Mark's a good deadlifter. I just knew how to beat his time.
The thing about these things is, though, well, anything, you can never take anything for granted, can you?
You can't, no. That knocks my points right back up. And I'm not wishing it on Richard, but if he comes down, leaves the field open. Leaves the field well open.
7 the standard, and 6 for Andrew Raynes in 34.95. Brian Turner only managing 3, though. Disappointing for the Scot, 12.90. Adrian Rollinson, he needed a big score here, but he managed 5, 29.33. And Richard Gosling, this really could throw it wide open, 4 in 21.09.
I'm not really a big deadlifter. You know, I can try and try. It's just not one of those things I'm good at. But last year I wasn't in first place all the time, and I still come through at the end, so yeah, I'll keep it up.
So Jamie Reeves absolutely right about the form of Richard Gosling as we reach our final competitor, Ollie Thompson. Ollie Thompson, best film, Gladiator. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. And a great all-round sportsman too. But what a standard has been set by Mark Felix and Eddie Ellwood, who's in the lead. Just watching for the judge, Douglas Edmonds, to say lift. And this is pretty useful. I have to say, I was surprised that Andrew Raynes didn't lift 7. He got 6, so he's in with pretty good points once again. But Ollie Thompson chasing the leaders, making his debut in Britain's Strongest Man final. And he's acquitted himself pretty well so far. What a strain this is. That is lift number 6, 325 kilos. Can he get the last one? He's done well enough to finish in 3rd place. Oh, he can't get it. Nevertheless, a good performance, and I think he's got cramp.
You seemed so chilled when you walked out there. It was like you didn't have a care in the world.
No, I'm loving it. I'm having a good week. Why not enjoy it? Wouldn't be if I wasn't enjoying it. The point is,
do you think you can be that relaxed with every event that goes by, and you look more and more like a possible winner?
Yeah, it feels good. You know what I mean? But take each event as it comes. Treat each event like the most important one. To see what happens.
Eddie Ellwood said he had to win that event, and he did, and Mark Felix had to score well, and he did. But what about Ollie Thompson, the young pretender to the crown, now with a 3.5 point lead and only 3 events to go? 5 men now with their eyes on the prize, but the more seasoned campaigners are going to hope that the inexperienced Thompson will start feeling the heat as we approach the closing stages.
Train pull.
Let's face it, every time you watch a strongman event, you're thinking, I wonder if I could do that. How many times as a young boy did you dream of pulling a train? Well, now, for 6 guys pulled at random off the platform, opportunity knocks. This whole lot weighs 40 tons. Jamie, what do you reckon? Can they do it?
These guys' combined body weight is 90 stones. And remember, the technique, keep nice and low, and the tension wants to be on the slings all the time. Ready? Let's give it a shot. That's it, guys, nice and low. Put your backs into it. And pull, that's it. Come on, guys. Come on, keep going.
Well, that guy, Jamie Reeves, is a bit of a slave driver, isn't he? But it took those 6 men a bit of a while to get that train going, and that is exactly what Richard Gosling has to duplicate. He did it well in the heats. He came first in this event with a time of 40.93. But how tired is the defending champion? Only 3 events to go, including this one, and he's got to start performing right at the top of his game if he's going to retain his title. There's plenty of eager men out there would love to take the title of Britain's strongest man away from him. Gosling is picking up speed, that's for sure. Another good performance, starting to blow. Come on, he says. Listen to that. He's roaring himself on. He's only got a few meters to go. Come on, Richard. That is what the supporters are shouting to. And Jim Pollock, who's refereeing this event, is going to blow the whistle now. It's 40.93, just a fraction slower than in the heats.
Can anybody beat that time?
If anyone's going to beat that time, it's going to be Aid. He's a bit heavier than me. And depends on technique and how it goes on that you'll run and pulling it. So anything could happen.
Representing England.
I bet Adrian Rollinson hopes that something can happen. He was good in the heats as well, 39.22. So if he could reproduce that form, he would actually go ahead of the defending champion Richard Gosling. Actually, in the heats, he was beaten himself by Simon Flint. But Flint didn't make it through to the final. Rollinson did. A little bit slow to get going, I have to say. And that just shows you just how tired these guys are after the heats and the exertions of the final. He goes past 5 meters. Now he's beginning to accelerate. Adrian Rollinson is moving. He's really motoring now. And all the swimming, all the running, and all the aerobic training is now beginning to pay off. He's got to keep his hips a little lower. If you create a hump in the middle of your body, like a camel, you're going to move slowly. But Rollinson is going well. It's pretty quick. It is quick. My goodness, 40.37. A little bit slower than it was in the heats, but it doesn't matter. He's gone ahead of Richard Gosling. Absolutely terrific.
On such slight margins, our championships won and lost.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a good final. Whew.
It's a bad start you had, wasn't it? Didn't you feel you were slow off the mark?
A little bit. But I know once I start getting going like a train.
Good one. A happy Adrian Rollinson, followed by a less happy Andrew Raynes. Always tough for the short man, this. 41.40 the time. Even harder for Paul Porteous. The Scots time was 43.25. But having just played himself right back into contention, Eddie Ellwood played himself out. 44.87.
Well, this really is a good opportunity for Ollie Thompson. I have to say, it is a surprise he's leading this final, ahead of the defending champion Richard Gosling. But what a marvellous competitor he's been. We're into event 5, and at the moment, his lead is 3.5 points. So Ollie Thompson is away. I wouldn't say he was running exactly, but he's keeping it going, certainly. A good rhythm. Goes past 10 metres, halfway there. He almost sounds like an old puffer train, doesn't he? Listen to that. Ollie Thompson on his way to the finish. He's got a disadvantage, that's for sure. His body weight is far less than Rollinson and Gosling, but he's going well. He's going to be outside the time set by Rollinson and Gosling. He's in 5th place, he's dropped a few points.
I suspect if I'd said to you that you'll be leading with 2 events to go, you'd have said, I'll take that.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
So given that, how do you view things now? You're half a point ahead.
I was happy before we started, but I didn't do the event in the group stages, so I haven't really had an idea, chance to sort of get an idea of what it's all about. I think you saw the ones that had done it before seem to have a better idea, seem to do better at it. Missed a few steps and that, but got away with it. I'm in the lead still. Can't complain with that really.
Sure can't. A pretty handy 5th place there for Thompson. Adrian Rollinson, though, with a commanding performance, beating Richard Gosling to take the 10 points and put himself right in contention. Just 2.5 points separating the top guns. Well, Raynes and Ellwood now appear to be off the pace, which means the winner is going to be one of 3. The veteran Rollinson, the newcomer Thompson, or defending champion Richard Gosling.
Richie, I'm Paul Oxford's man. You're Britain's strongest man. You know the butchers, and we're going to show you what we do around here.
Yeah.
So we'll start with a lamb. One of these lambs here weighs in at about 20 kilos. That's 2 lambs, that's 40 kilos.
It's about a foot for a farmer's walk.
Okay, Richard, this is the next step. This is a quarter of beef. This weighs in at 100 kilos.
Actually carrying a beef, it's like quite slippery, you know.
Yeah.
I can cut the weight, it's just the awkwardness.
This
of it.
awkwardness.
Yeah.
If you don't get on too well down here this weekend, do you fancy a career change we could do with someone like you around here?
Yeah, I think I could stop over and apply for a position.
Well done. Thanks very much. Nice to meet you.
So we're back down on the beach, and as you can see, there's an awful lot of beach in Minehead. The last day of competition, just 2 events to go, and today is the day that we find out who is the king of the strongman castle. How much thought have you given to being Britain's strongest man?
I haven't really considered it, to be honest with you. I'll take it when it comes.
Not at all, I ain't catching me chickens yet.
Yeah. It's like the old saying, you know, don't over till the fat lady sings.
Motorcycle walk.
This is all about speed. These 2 bikes weigh half a ton. They've got to be carried on the shoulders for 20 metres. For Richard, Ade and Eddie, this is a good event, but for Ollie Thompson, it's an unknown quantity.
Well, we'll see Ollie Thompson a little later. First of all, it's Mark Felix on the right-hand side and Eddie Ellwood. And you just get the impression that the title of Britain's strongest man has slipped away from these 2. Eddie Ellwood leading at the moment, though. Mark Felix is having terrible problems with balance. And just imagine, this is very close to 900 pounds. 400 kilos on the shoulder, and that was truly magnificent by Eddie Ellwood. A very fast time, 16.50, and Mark Felix certainly got his composure back, 26.51, but it's Ellwood in pole position.
Awesome.
Maybe it's a bit too late though, eh? And then also it gives the good guy something to chase, so it's a bit of a disadvantage going early on, because maybe I could have picked a bit more speed up. I'd had something else to chase, you know, but I'm happy with the time.
Well, this was going to be the moment when Ollie Thompson really proved if he was man enough to be Britain's strongest man. And he really came up short with a time of 33.63. We'd said all along that perhaps there'd be an Achilles heel in his repertoire, and that was it, the motorcycle walk, and you can see how disappointed he was. Rodney Fullerton likes riding bikes, perhaps less so carrying them. 23.90 was his time. And a little bit slower, but brave nonetheless after having a real problem with this last year, Andrew Raynes, 32.69.
Representing England.
So our final pairing, Adrian Rollinson and Richard Gosling. Nervous moments for Rollinson. Richard Gosling, he's coming on strong in the second half of this year's final. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife out there, you really could. Now, can anybody challenge the time that was set by Eddie Ellwood? Both men are off very quickly. It's Gosling just ahead of Rollinson. Richard Gosling, the defending champion. He really is going quickly here. Oh, that is fantastic. 13.27. Rollinson in second place, 15.03. My goodness, that is a real resurgence of form for Richard Gosling.
I picked it up basically and just went for it. No, I went through in my mind what I was going to do. About 20 minutes ago, got up there, picked it up, and then like on some of the other events I do, I get tunnel vision. I feel the initial pickup, and then I feel like lunge for the line, but like in between, I don't really remember anything about it.
And well done, you too. Well, you know, how was it from you in the next door lane?
Pretty good, pretty good. But I mean, I never even looked at Richard. I just kept focused and looked at the floor like, and just boom, went for it. I think there was only like a second or so in it, like, you know, the two of us, so well chuffed with that.
Brute raw power to the fore there, and none more powerful than Gosling and Rollinson, who are now clearly out on their own. A good performance, though, by Eddie Ellwood means that he's in line for a podium finish if he can overtake the youngster. Well, with Ollie Thompson's chances of a shock victory seemingly having vanished, the question now is very simple. Which of those Midlands mountains is going to peak when it counts?
Atlas Stones.
Well, we said right at the outset this could be the most exciting competition ever, and that's just the way it's turned out.
The two most consistent athletes going head-to-head.
And we couldn't have staged it better, because it's all come down to the most famous strongman event of them all, the Atlas Stones.
The 110 kilogram stone has to go onto the highest drum, then work their way through to this giant 160 kilogram stone, which has to go onto the lowest drum.
And the likelihood is the man who lifts this giant stone will be crowned Britain's strongest man.
Well, if either Eddie Ellwood or Ollie Thompson can lift it, they've got a big chance of lifting the title. But I think they've got to do it. If they only get 3 or 4, they've blown their chances. But what a performance it's been by Ollie Thompson, the debutant, and he's impressed everybody.
Get ready.
Eddie Ellwood, the old master. Oh, just hoist that stone up. 110 kilos, 242 pounds, 17 stone, and they make it look like a feather. This one, 120. What a performance it's been by Ellwood. I just wonder if one day he can lift the title. I think Ollie Thompson is the big talent for the future. Both he and Mark Felix are tremendously talented and obviously very, very strong. It's Ellwood ahead on the clock at the moment. Away we go with Eddie Ellwood, 34.9. That is the time that will be recorded for the 4th stone. Now, can either of them get this massive 160 kilos onto the plinth? The crowd roaring for Eddie Ellwood. My goodness, it's so close. Ollie Thompson is a shade taller. And look at the stone digging into the side of the plinth. It's so frustrating for Eddie Ellwood. And what an exciting talent Ollie Thompson has been this year as well. Ellwood just staring at the stone. They've only got a few seconds to go before the whistle blows. And that will be the end of the contest this year for Eddie Ellwood and Ollie Thompson. And for the time being, Ellwood is our leader.
So near and yet so far, isn't it? It's all small margins.
Small margins.
What do you make of him as his first time in strongman final?
Ollie's only a young lad. Long way to go, Ollie. He'll make it to the top.
And you're going to finish 3rd. You must be happy with that.
Oh, delighted. I was just happy to be here. You know what I mean? I look up to all these lot, watching it last year, and my first go last year. Yeah, I'm just enjoying it, having a really good week. Delighted with 3rd place.
So who will become Britain's strongest man? It could be Adrian Rollinson, but he needs to win this event, and the man next to him, Richard Gosling, needs to finish in 4th place. Richard Gosling, however, I'm sure has got other ideas. He will want to retain the title he won so well last year. What a moment in Britain's strongest man. It's all down to the last 2 competitors. Let's just remind ourselves what Eddie Ellwood did. 4 stones in 34.9. And Adrian Rollinson is absolutely flying. Gosling going well too. Gosling, the champion-elect for the 2nd time. Rollinson has never won it before, but the man from the West Midlands would love to win it. going for stone number 4. And Adrian Rollinson is in the lead. He's gone ahead of Eddie Ellwood, and Richard Gosling has got the 4th stone up in a time second only to Adrian Rollinson, and I think that means that Gosling is the champion once again. Adrian Rollinson won't realise that just yet, desperately trying to get that 160-kilogram stone off the ground. Ah, what a finish to this year's competition. It's been brilliant all the way through, and Richard Gosling has retained his title, coming from behind. Adrian Rollinson has put in the best performance of his life. Oh, that was so close by Adrian Rollinson. Richard Gosling lets it drop to the floor. We're down to the last second of this year's contest. What a finish. And there we have the top 2 men in this year's Britain's Strongest Man. And Richard Gosling is the champion for the 2nd year in a row. Adrian Rollinson just celebrating one more time. But Gosling very shortly will lift the trophy. And he is very definitely Britain's Strongest Man. What a pair to finish with. And it wasn't certain at the beginning of this competition that he would retain his title. But now Kate, his wife, and Richard himself can really begin to celebrate.
I was convinced up to the stones. I thought, oh, he's going to beat me. Yeah, he's good at stone lifting. I'm a bit mediocre, but I'm happy I got a good 4, quick 4. Just saved me, I think.
Are you a bit disappointed that you haven't won the whole thing?
Obviously I'm disappointed, but when you sat close, what can you say? What can you say? We're both winners, you know.
Yes, he is.
No doubt about it.
No problem.
What a show. I think that's the best show we've ever done here.
It has.
Without a doubt.
Well, that shows the standards that Richard Gosling sets. That was a bit mediocre, and he came 2nd. Good enough to secure the title for a 2nd consecutive year. Rollinson's victory, not enough to close the gap, 2 points the margin. Thompson hanging on for 3rd ahead of Ellwood, Raynes, Felix, Porteous, Fullerton, Turner and Highland.
And now,
what a competition it has been. All the competitors down there waiting for the presentation to begin. And what a champion we have. We'll get to him in just a moment. But in 3rd place, Ollie Thompson, 48.5 points. The very first time the Bexhill-on-Sea man has been in the final. And for one moment, I actually thought this guy could become champion. It was only the last couple of events where it didn't really happen for him. The man in 2nd place, Adrian Rollinson. The West Midlands have got a real super strongman, just 2 points shy of becoming champion, and boy oh boy would he love to have done that. But now Mark Raven, Director of Communications, will present the Citroën Vans Trophy to Britain's Strongest Man, Richard Gosling. Twice in a row, and not very many competitors in the history of this competition have done that. What a superb performance. After a slow start, he came
Richard, you're Britain's strongest man. Yeah!